Creepy for Sale. This is episode 18. 18. Film school. Probably wondering why I'm showing you this. Well, this is what filmmaking is. It's 2 o'clock in the hot sun. I'm out here in a little park in front of my house. There's bugs whirring by my head. There's garbage trucks driving by. There's junk in my shoes. And I did all that so I can get this shot. Right now my camera is almost a football field's away. I'm a tiny little speck in the shot. And yet, this was the vision. When I drove by my tree yesterday, I see this tree all the time. And I thought to myself, I really want to get a shot of me sitting under it from really far away. Here I am. If you're wondering why I sound weird, it's because I haven't shot an episode outside during the day before. I haven't shot it outside here across the street, surrounded by bugs and grass. It's strange. You're probably also wondering why I'm not wearing a blazer like I usually do. Well, this is the first segment I'm shooting for it. This episode is really sort of a diary entry or a lesson in everything I've learned as a filmmaker. The point of this episode is to remind myself why I love doing what I do, challenge myself to do things that I've put off doing because of fear of failure or fear of not coming out perfect 100%. I'm sure the wind is being picked up right now. I don't really care. Yeah, when I was a kid, I saw my first Tarantino movie. It was Reservoir Dogs. I watched it with my dad. And as cheesy as it sounds, after that movie finished, my appreciation for filmmaking and the art of what went into it changed. My love for horror and genre films exploded. My obsession with cameras and filming my own footage became immense. And I think a lot of it's led me to this, to the apex of my talents, I think, right now. Apex of my creativity, my willingness to push myself to do strange things, to get the shot as a solo filmmaker. So, I don't know what part of the episode this will go, but it's sort of just like I wanted to show you guys, if you're working out there alone, if you're alone, set up the tripod and film yourself kind of filmmaker, that you're valid, that what you do matters, that there's someone out there who sees the hard work, that sees the in-between stuff, you know. I filmed myself walking out here with that chair in slow motion because I really wanted to, like, make the audience feel what it's like to be everything, to be the prop master, the cinematographer, the audio guy, the actor, the talent, the creative engine, the writer, the producer, the editor. It's such an empowering feeling. It's such an amazing time we live in that I'm able to do that, but it can also be harrowing looking at the scope of your own imagination and trying to make it real. And I've been really grateful to work with a lot of amazing people who've helped me achieve some visions, that have helped me achieve a lot in my career. And I just want to say thank you to all those filmmakers out there. Thank you to all the independents. Thank you to all my local people in San Antonio for working with me, believing in me. I hope that this episode gives you some wisdom or knowledge of the process that I've learned that you can take forward. And if not, maybe it's just an interesting exercise in how far I can push the beauty of this quote-unquote city. creepyforsale.com. It's got free games. Remember being young, going to a website, playing browser games all day, sitting at your desktop computer? Well, do it again. It's right here. Look, this is running in a fucking Windows 7 browser. What's your excuse? creepyforsale.com. Just go to the fucking site. What are you waiting for? Being a big guy, it's like impossible to find really cool clothes that kind of express a edgy, different alternative style. Most big shirts like on me are 4 or 5XL, and usually they're like super basic, so anybody can wear them, or super depressing, like some kind of event or specially made t-shirt. But they're almost always just like these big, usually donated by some screen printer who bought a 4 or 5X and never made anything with it because nobody wanted it. So I've been collecting a lot of these shirts, using them when I do stand-up, but just having like a a basic solid shirt, just, it wasn't as fun to me. And as much as I'd love to like do screen printing and make my own stuff, I found that using bleach and paint and doing things kind of like incorrectly, not ideally or not in the most effective manner as usual, results in some pretty cool stuff. And I really kind of dig the way they turned out. So, granted, it's not perfect, but I think it's pretty cool. And what was I going to say? It's kind of similar to when you're filmmaking. Your style might not be what you're capable of doing, but if you keep honing it and chasing things you like doing and things that you like seeing, eventually you'll sort of land on a style that you can own and claim. I really, really like sort of stained, distressed, blotchy punk slash just like I guess trash punk grunge style stuff. So I'm turning a lot of these oversized basic shirts into a wardrobe for me, a larger man. I think it turned out okay. Here's the final result. Put it on for you. What do you think? Did you think I did well? Did I ruin a blue shirt? Let me know in the comments if you're a big guy and would you wear a shirt like this, or are you too scared to be seen? Is that another issue altogether?
Everybody, love you guys. A rato, gato.
Ner TV Subscriber Day.
Hello. Test. Can you hear me? We're on false start number 4 for this lesson, so let's keep it brief. When you're starting from a blank canvas, the easiest thing you can do is to just pick a singular idea or concept and treat that as your focal point. I would have never thought to have tried to do a that's the wrong way. Main focus. Nope. Oh, I never would have thought to try to do a vlog style lesson like this in this manner, but as you can tell, I've been having a lot of false starts. I have my tripod flipped all the way over, crouched here on the stairs at around 3 in the morning on Saturday night or Sunday morning, depending on how you look at it. And I am trying to get across this lesson of grabbing a concept and jumping off. My concept for this episode was to teach I wanted to share my lessons in filmmaking, inspired by a lot of the stuff I've been seeing people do. I said in the intro I was going to like zip zap around, make this city look amazing. I don't really have the time to do that. So instead I am just going to zip around my house, try to make it look interesting, and hopefully get some cool shots to flex my creative muscles. But when it comes to starting from a blank canvas, my biggest advice is to trust yourself, embrace your concept, run with your idea. If the only concept you have is barbecue, run with it. Barbecue makes you think of butchers. Barbecue makes me think of Texas. Barbecue makes me think of pig monsters. That's 3 different video ideas, right?
If you're a weirdo like me, if you're normal, barbecue might make you think of ad spot. Barbecue might make you think of friends having fun at a picnic. So like, just trust yourself. Throw out ideas. Grab one you can feasibly do, and run with it. When you're using this medium of video and photography and videography, the biggest hurdle I found is setting up, getting everything working, getting your mind connected, getting yourself in focus. It's the part that really discourages further creation and exploration. It's the part that turns a 30-minute video into 12 hours of work. It's the part that makes everything suck and not fun. Not as fun as dressing in costumes or running around. But what I'll tell you is that what I found is that the more effort and work you put into your creative endeavors and your own creative inspirations, the more rewarding it is at the end. So don't see a blank canvas as a prison or a death sentence, but rather see it as an opportunity to craft your vision, craft something interesting. If you think of all your favorite movies, they started off as a simple concept or a simple idea that was then turned into the movie you ended up seeing. So do with that what you will. Keep creating, and I will see you in the next lesson. Welcome to the Creepy for Sale show.
I've also obtained clips of poop coming out of my butt. Fuck it! Do it live! I'm looking at you, fuck.
Okay, what's up, guys? I did manage to set this scene up despite a lot of false starts. I just had a cop drive by and ask me what I was doing, setting up the camera on the fire hydrant. I don't really have a good answer, so I told him the truth, and that felt like more of a lie than that I was up to something nefarious. That's the struggle. Alright, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. Filmmaking sucks. It's really hard. It's really fucking hard. I did an open mic right here across the street. Sunday's Midtown Meetup. Shout out Javi Balzadua, Heavy City Comedy. Follow at Heavy City. Fuck, man. I did this open mic. We podcast for 2 hours to 1 o'clock in the morning. My wife's asleep. She's probably going to be pissed at me when she wakes up in the morning because I got home so late. And what am I doing right now? I'm sitting at the corner of North Russell and West Flores because I love this abandoned house so much. I wanted to get a shot in front of it. I wanted to put my chair on the corner of the sidewalk in the middle of the night and get a really awesome shot of me talking to you guys here. That's what filmmaking is. It's an immense, immense sacrifice and undertaking that cannot really be measured. my friend Micah at Big Stew was talking about this quote he heard where this guy was saying that things that you do in life, the only things worth doing are like, they should be effortless and they should come easy. Filmmaking has never come easy. The ideas, the passion, easy as pie. The execution, the learning, the teaching myself, the grueling hours editing, the grueling hours preparing props, the grueling hours just going through my truck looking for the fucking aux cable to connect this mic. That's what filmmaking is. Even the most talented filmmakers in the world spend hours and hours and hours alone with their cameras, with their mediums, with their props, with their effects. And it is hard. It's really fucking hard. And I don't say that to discourage anyone who's trying to get into filmmaking, but rather, if you find yourself working your ass off, working till you're puking, like my cohort and fellow filmmaker Matt Cinematic did last year when we were working so hard, we were literally throwing up. Pushing ourselves to the absolute fucking limit for the shot, for the series, for the vision that we're trying to achieve. It's a sacrifice that you can't really quantify outside of it. It's just something you have to live. And my biggest lesson to anyone going through it or embarking on it or deciding they want to do it, it's going to be really fucking hard, especially if you're alone. But with that same token, you get to do stuff that you're really, really fucking proud of. One of the things I'm most proud of that I've ever done is this show. And I think of this whole episode, this shot is one of my favorites that I'm going to get. I don't even know what I look like in frame, but I know what the frame looked like when I was setting it up. And it was exactly how I was imagining it. And the satisfaction I'm going to get when I unload this clip and put it in my timeline and see all the work I went into fulfilled, it's going to be amazing. But the time it took to get this shot, the time it took to set up, the amount of time I've spent with this chair in the back of my truck, the time I spent before I left for the open mic packing up all my gear so I'd be ready, that's also part of it. So, high effort, high reward. The sacrifice may not always be worth it, but the more you sacrifice for this art form, the more it will reward you. The more you learn doing this art form, the more you will be called upon by your peers, called upon by people you know to help create, to help be a driving engine for a whole community, a scene, whatever it may be. I've met an unbelievable amount of amazing people because I had the camera, because I knew how to use it, because I could come up with a way to make something interesting. So, yeah, the sacrifice. That wasn't what this was supposed to be, but I think it's very apropos given how I got here to this specific point. If you're a filmmaker out there and you're watching this, please leave a comment, leave a like. Tell me what the hardest shot that you worked for to get was, and I would love to see it. So comment if it was a YouTube video, a music video, a film, anything. Tell me what the hardest thing that you physically sacrificed for, because I would love to see it. I would love to see what you got out of it. So, yeah, the sacrifice, it's real. It's really real. And it's one of the hardest parts to endure when it comes to this process. This Sunday night at 1 a.m, I got to get this show out by tomorrow at 7. So that's what it is. All right, guys, I'm going to take off, find my second location, do a little thing on cinematic, and then I think we're going to wrap it up. But yeah, this was The Sacrifice. This is North Flores and West Russell, one of my most my top 10 photography and visual locations in the city. Everything about this neighborhood is old. Everything about this neighborhood is lived in. Everything about this house behind me is how I picture the city of San Antonio. Falling apart, broken, yet it's still home, still comforting. Okay, let me get out of here before my cop returns and asks me to leave. I'll see you guys in the next clip. Well, this has been episode 18, Film School. I hope I was able to teach you some stuff that I've learned. I know it kind of started off one way and another, but I think it's appropriate for me to be giving you the lessons and wisdoms that I've acquired whilst under immense stress and pressure to finish this episode and get it out to you, because that's another lesson in and of itself. If you see the level of enthusiasm and vigor I have at the beginning, when I had the whole weekend in front of me to work on it, to the end that I did outside of the Midtown mic, where I was clearly in a manic state, trying to get out all the information I want. Even this, I'm recording really early Monday morning, trying to finish out this episode so I can set it to render and go to sleep. But I hope you guys enjoyed it. This was an interesting one. I'm really proud of the visuals in this one. I hope that the stuff I'm talking about makes sense and comes across the way I hope it was supposed to. Obviously, I have a lot of really strong feelings about filmmaking and the whole process in general. But just want to thank you for watching the show. Thank you for being a subscriber if you are. If you're not, please subscribe. If you're watching this video to this point, give me a like if you can. Been working really hard to keep this show going, even if it's by myself. So I will see you in the next one. Thanks for watching. This has been Creepy for Sale Show, episode 18, Film School. Hopefully we don't get too fucking pretentious with our film grains and overlays and simulations, but it's back to school time. I figured doing a little film lesson for all my homies would be a good idea, so hopefully this rambling, nonsensical intro will make sense in the edit. There's everybody who's driven by the streets looked at me like I'm crazy. Well, that'll do it for now. I'll see you in another interesting location.